But beets, while packed with nitrates and antioxidants, are also high in oxalates, much like spinach. These compounds, when consumed regularly by the aging body, can accumulate over time, especially if kidney function is not optimal, a common reality as we grow older. For Martha, beets were a staple, roasted, grated into salads, and juiced alongside spinach for breakfast. She believed she was fueling her body with nature's best, but the oxalates from her daily beet consumption were quietly adding to her body's burden, contributing to the very issues she was trying to avoid. The third unsuspecting culprit is the humble potato. Potatoes, especially when eaten with the skin, are not just a source of comfort food. They are also rich in oxalates. Many seniors, in an effort to eat better carbs, swap white bread or rice for baked or boiled potatoes, thinking they are making a healthier choice. For years, Martha had done just that, often preparing baked potatoes with her evening meals, sometimes even enjoying them as a snack. Yet, just as with spinach and beets, the oxalates in potatoes were accumulating. In a younger, more resilient body, these anti-nutrients are efficiently processed and expelled. But as liver and kidney efficiency decline with age, this process becomes less effective, leading to a gradual buildup that can impact sensitive tissues, especially those in the eyes. Fourth on the list is rhubarb. It's often thought of as a dessert ingredient, yet many seniors turn to rhubarb for its touted digestive benefits and tart flavor, baking it into pies, compotes, and oatmeal. Rhubarb, however, is notorious for its exceptionally high oxalate content. For the aging population, regular consumption, even in moderate amounts, can tip the scales toward oxalate overload. Its tart stalks, seemingly innocent, can act as a slow poison to microvascular health, particularly in those whose digestive and excretory systems are not as robust as they once were. The fifth and perhaps most surprising vegetable is sweet potatoes. Lauded for their beta-carotene, fiber, and low glycemic index, sweet potatoes have become a favorite among health-conscious seniors. Martha loved to bake sweet potatoes, topping them with cinnamon and a touch of olive oil, feeling she was making a nutrient-dense choice. But sweet potatoes, too, are high in oxalates. When consumed frequently, as part of a clean and plant-forward diet, they add to the cumulative oxalate load, especially in those over 60. You might be asking yourself, if these vegetables are so common and so many people eat them, why haven't we heard about these dangers before? The truth is, most research on the health impacts of oxalates has focused on kidney stones, and most dietary guidelines are crafted with younger, generally healthy adults in mind. The subtle chronic effects of oxalate accumulation in the eyes, joints, and other tissues often go unnoticed until real damage has occurred. In Martha's case, it wasn't until her vision became noticeably blurred and her energy levels dropped that she and her doctors began to piece together the puzzle. But oxalates are not the only plant compounds that can trouble the aging body. Nightshades, such as tomatoes, eggplants, and bell peppers, contain alkaloids that in some sensitive individuals can trigger inflammation or exacerbate joint pain, especially when the immune system becomes less efficient with age. Cruciferous vegetables like kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, while rich in cancer-fighting phytonutrients, also contain goitrogens, which in large, frequent doses can affect thyroid function, an organ already vulnerable to age-related decline. So what can you do to protect yourself? The answer is not to banish all vegetables from your plate. Instead, it's about making informed choices, embracing variety, and understanding your body's changing needs as you age. Here are a few simple strategies. First, rotate your vegetables. Rather than relying on the same few every day, broaden your selection. Incorporate low oxalate choices like cauliflower, zucchini, mushrooms, and lettuce. By diversifying your diet, you reduce the risk of overloading your system with any single compound. Second, cook your vegetables. Boiling and steaming can significantly reduce the oxalate content in foods like spinach and potatoes, as some oxalates leach into the cooking water. Discarding this water can help lower your intake. Third, stay hydrated. Proper hydration is key for kidney function and flushing out waste products, including excess oxalates. As we age, our sense of thirst often diminishes, so it's important to drink water regularly, even if you don't feel thirsty. Fourth, pay attention to your body. Notice any changes in vision, joint health, or energy levels, and don't be afraid to discuss your diet in detail with your healthcare provider. If you have a history of kidney stones, gout, or other metabolic issues, you may need to be especially mindful of oxalate-rich foods. Finally, remember the importance of moderation. Even the healthiest foods can become problematic when consumed in excess, particularly as our bodies age. Balance your meals with adequate protein, healthy fats, and a rainbow of vegetables, focusing on variety rather than perfection. Martha's story serves as a gentle warning and a reminder that the journey to healthy aging is not just about following trends or adhering to one-size-fits-all advice. It's about continually learning, listening to your body, and adapting your habits as your needs evolve. By understanding the hidden complexities of the foods you eat, you can continue to nourish yourself, body, mind, and vision for many vibrant years to come. As we navigate the journey of aging, many of us take pride in our healthy choices, swapping sugary snacks for vibrant vegetables, sipping on fresh juices, and embracing the power of plant-based nutrition. But what if, hidden beneath the colorful surfaces of our favorite foods, there are risks that become more pronounced as we grow older? The experience of Martha, a retired schoolteacher with a passion for reading, serves as a powerful reminder that even the most celebrated vegetables can present challenges for our eyes and overall well-being, especially in the context of aging bodies and unique biochemistry. Let's start with beets, a vegetable often praised for its deep red color and rich nutrient profile. Beets are naturally high in nitrates, compounds that under the right circumstances can be converted by the body into nitric oxide. This molecule plays a crucial role in relaxing blood vessels and supporting healthy circulation, which is why athletes and health enthusiasts often reach for beet juice to boost endurance. However, the story changes with age. As the gut microbiome shifts, often due to antibiotics, dietary changes, or simply the aging process, the balance of bacteria that convert nitrates can be thrown off. In seniors with gut dysbiosis, these natural nitrates may instead be transformed into nitrosamines, a class of compounds linked to increased oxidative stress and inflammation. Oxidative stress is especially dangerous in the sensitive tissue of the retina. Here, a delicate balance of antioxidants and pro-oxidants determines whether cells thrive or begin to deteriorate. In Martha's case, her well-intentioned routine of drinking beet juice every other morning was inadvertently fueling a process that could accelerate the progression of age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. The energizing rush she felt masked a hidden danger, one that crept in quietly, without obvious warning signs. Next, consider the sweet potato, a root vegetable often celebrated as a superfood. Its orange flesh is packed with beta-carotene, the compound responsible for its vibrant color and its role as a precursor to vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for vision, supporting the health of the cornea and enabling us to see in low light. But here's where the science gets complicated. The human body must convert beta-carotene into the active form of vitamin A, a process that relies on specific enzymes and, importantly, on genetics. Many older adults, particularly those of European ancestry, carry genetic variations that impair this conversion. As a result, instead of providing vision-protecting benefits, excessive beta-carotene can accumulate in the body and, under certain conditions, act as a pro-oxidant. This means that rather than neutralizing harmful molecules, it can actually contribute to oxidative damage in retinal cells. Martha, unaware of this genetic quirk, enjoyed baked sweet potatoes and took beta-carotene supplements, thinking she was supporting her eyesight. In reality, she was tipping the delicate balance in her eyes toward harm. Eggplant, a staple in Mediterranean and Asian cuisines, brings its own set of challenges. This glossy, purple vegetable contains solanine, a glycoalkaloid compound found in nightshades. For most people, the small amounts present in eggplant pose no threat. But as we age, our body's ability to detoxify and maintain gut integrity can diminish. Seniors with a compromised gut lining or slowed liver function may absorb higher levels of solanine, which can provoke low-grade chronic inflammation. Over time, this inflammation can extend to sensitive tissues like the optic nerve, increasing susceptibility to degenerative eye conditions. Martha often roasted eggplant with olive oil, savoring its taste and heart-healthy reputation, never suspecting that it might be contributing to the subtle irritation in her eyes. Then there's the green bell pepper. Crunchy, colorful, and loaded with vitamin C, it seems like the perfect addition to any salad. Yet, like eggplant, green bell peppers belong to the nightshade family and carry their own suite of alkaloids. In some seniors, repeated exposure to these compounds can provoke an immune response, causing chronic, low-level inflammation. This inflammation, though barely perceptible, can accumulate over time, subtly affecting vision by irritating the optic nerve and contributing to the slow decline associated with age-related eye diseases. Martha, who sprinkled green bell pepper strips onto her lunch salads, had no idea that this simple habit could play a role in her visual struggles. Facing the realization that her favorite foods were undermining her vision was deeply emotional for Martha. For someone who had spent her life teaching children to read and inspiring a love of learning, the prospect of losing her own ability to read was nothing short of devastating. Yet Martha's story is not unique. Across the globe, countless seniors are unwittingly hastening their own visual decline by consuming certain vegetables too frequently or in ways their aging bodies can no longer tolerate. So what steps can be taken to protect our vision without giving up the foods we love? The answer lies not in elimination, but in moderation, mindful preparation, and personalization. For example, lightly steaming spinach or boiling it briefly can significantly reduce its oxalate content, making it safer for those prone to kidney stones or oxalate-related issues. With beets, rotating intake and prioritizing gut health can help minimize the formation of harmful nitrosamines. When it comes to beta-carotene, keeping an eye on intake, especially from supplements, and consuming a variety of colored vegetables can help maintain a healthy antioxidant balance. For nightshades like eggplant and green bell pepper, those with known sensitivities or a family history of eye conditions may benefit from limiting their intake or choosing alternatives. After seeking guidance from a functional nutritionist and making thoughtful changes to her diet, Martha's vision began to stabilize. The persistent haze that once clouded her mornings gradually lifted, restoring not just her sight, but her confidence and sense of agency. More than the physical improvements, it was the emotional relief, the knowledge that she could influence her health, that mattered most. Martha's journey is a call to all of us to approach nutrition with curiosity, respect for our unique biology, and a willingness to adapt as we age. The vegetables we have trusted for decades may require a fresh perspective. Before you prepare your next meal, take a moment to reflect on how your choices align with your current needs. Are you truly nourishing your body and protecting your vision? Or is it time to ask new questions and seek new answers? In the golden years, every decision carries greater weight. Cherish your vision, safeguard your independence, and remember, sometimes the greatest discoveries begin with a single, thoughtful question. Stay curious, stay informed, and take charge of your health, because your eyes and your future